viewers, you're welcome to your program Visit Edo. It's yet another day we have a veteran in the house. He's a custodian of culture and some answers to a lot of historical issues. Today we have him. He walked into Visit Edo Art Gallery and the Trabode Studio. Sir, you are welcome.
I am by name Chief Gregory Osaigie Aikenuwa, the Aikenuwa of Gregory of Benin Kingdom. Yeah.
So nice to have you here, sir. We're in Benin Kingdom, and there are a lot of unanswered questions, and we are doing a lot of research to ensure that we bring our children to know our paths and where we're coming from. So let's start by saying the story of Asuru. Asuru was a great warrior. He actually named this road Sokpomba Road. Even when some persons call it, a lot of people call it Sakpomba Road. It's Sokpomba Road. And now, where is Asuru buried? What is your take on that, sir?
Yeah, from my own research and findings, I cannot really figure out where he was buried, because a great man of during his time, and being who he is as at that time, and a great warrior, he was betrayed before he was being able to be killed or shot. And precisely, he was betrayed by a female. I don't want to dive into who the person was. So when and where he was buried, as I have earlier said, cannot be figured out. And more so, because he was a great man, my own thought is, as soon as he was shot, I guess he disappeared. Because as I speak, I cannot really pinpoint where he was buried. But people are saying he was buried at Sokpomba Road, opposite Asuru Street, a street named after him. But if you take a look at the description at the grave side, is not reflecting Asuru being buried there. Rather, one of the white men that came during that time. Yeah. So
let me come in this way, because I was there recently. I was in that said grave recently, and I have a clip to that effect. You see, everybody you ask, they will tell you that's the grave of Asuru. But when I got there, I actually have to clean the inscription, only to discover that they said it was erroneously called Asuru grave. Erroneously means it was an error. It was done in an error. That the person that was buried there was Dr. Ife something. He's a white man actually, and he was the surgeon to the British army that came to invade Benin. So that is why we now ask the question, where is Asuru actually buried? So how do we stress this aspect that he disappeared?
Yeah, in the days of the old, where you have great men like Asuru, Agboridi, there's one other man that lives in Ogbelaka. Those ones are Kigidi. Yeah, Ogbelaka. Yeah, these are men. These are warriors that can transform into anything. So Asuru was not left out. Asuru was one of them. And the war that led to his demise, that is still keeping us in abeyance, is still very, very surprising. Because, yeah, he fought gallantly. He fought well. As we speak, by my own findings and calculation, I cannot pinpoint exact place. But to me, I guess because, yeah, Sakpomba Road, a road that leads to a village called Sokpomba, that is the real pronunciation. But because of non-native, they say Sakpomba for easy pronunciation for them.
Non-native are pronouncing it Sakpomba. It's our duty for the indigenous to correct them.
Yeah, that is where
Most of our indigenous don't even know the right pronunciations.
That is where.
So that's why we need to pick them.
That is where the local government comes in.
Yeah.
But the local government are in charge of naming streets and road.
Yes.
So this is where they should come in and get the real pronunciation and spelling. So to me, again, I felt maybe at that particular point, that is where they fought. Because there's a street opposite where that grave is, called Asuru Street.
Yes.
And immediately after the grave, there's a lane called Asuru Lane.
Yes.
So from these two...
Now, sir, if we can pick for that, what happened to, because I was referred to Okasoro in Aikenuwa Road. So what could have been, what is his link in Aikenuwa Road?
I will only assume personally that Okasoro is a hill that you must have to climb before you get to another community or whatever. So I should assume that he resided there, or he farmed there, or he has one or two things that that connects him over there. That is why that place was named Okasoro. Mind you, that area leads to Gelegele. That same area leads to Ogoton. So, and if that hill is called Okasoro, so Asuru must have fought gallantly there. He must have defended the kingdom at that particular area and point. So my own assumption is why that area is called Asuru Hill or Okasoro Hill is because Asuru once lived there or fought there or make a defense there.
So in other words, we are not too sure about where Asuru was actually buried. Yeah. And some believe that Asuru disappeared.
Yeah, I am one of them.
Yes.
I am one of the people that had that belief that Asuru disappeared because as we speak, even though his status is being erected at a ring road by Sokmomba Road Junction, houses alongside with Saple Road. So just to immortalize him because of what he did for this great kingdom, so that is why he was immortalized there. And yes, it's still a puzzle for every man, every Benin man, except anyone can come out to counter what I'm saying. Every Benin man, to some extent, cannot pinpoint where Asuru was buried.
Well, I want to take you on that. Viewers, you heard him very well, but from the aspect he's really bringing, which is, I believe, is close to it, if not the truth. Because an hero like that have so much powers may have all these intrigues to, because we are still searching. Like what you said earlier, you are in this with us. We are going to further search and let's really locate, because it's an hero. Such an hero, his grave is supposed to be a kind of a monument where it's supposed to be a storage attraction. Like this Sokmomba Road. The former name before Sokmomba was Utanta.
Yeah, in respect of Ogiame.
And the longest road then, Utanta, before it was named after the statement that Asuru made.
Okay.
After he blocks the white men from entering Benin forcefully through here, where he now drew a line that nobody passes this road again, Sokmomba, except the Oba. So it was now renamed because of that statement Chief Asuru made. Okay? So now...
let me clear you.
Okay, sir.
I don't think Asuru was a chief.
No, if I call him chief, but he was a warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I call him, because that is another part, because he's in faces. He's in faces.
Yeah, because chief are in faces.
What I mean faces in the sense that the story of Asuru and so many other heroes has faces. We are going to come to that. Was Asuru a chief in Benin Kingdom? What is your take there?
My own take is I never assume Asuru to be a chief, but his position was nothing to write home about. He has a very great impact in the kingdom, not even in the state as well. It's in the kingdom at large.
Sir, is it an assumption or is what is ought to be?
Yeah, to me, in his time, I don't think chief were ordered to paramount aspect pronunciation. The people are recognized for who they are. People are given respect for what they are and what they can do. So Asuru, being a warrior, cannot be called a chief because his status as a then is more than that of a chief.
Okay.
Yeah, because his position and his make.
Was he really having a major role he played in the
As a warrior,
okay.
It does not have a particular place he stays in the palace. His own is just always moving and moving and moving. Errands are always sent to him.
So how do you rank Asuru, Ologbosere, Oba Isiagmo, Oba Hawaii? So how do you rank them?
Well, Asuru in his own capacity is quite different and far from them. Because to me, I adore those who are fearless and those who are dignified. Because Asuru was one. Asuru never posed a threat to the kingdom. Rather, he protected the kingdom. Ologbosere and others, I assume, and when I'm talking, I always talk from my own side of the story. Yeah, I assume they caused a lot of problem in the kingdom.
That's who now?
Ologbosere and others. Yeah, because
is it that the killing the white men actually led to
where we are now? Yeah. Killing the white men.
But I thought they did that on based on protecting the land.
Well, everybody has his or her own opinion. The way there is an adage in Benin that says, yeah, if in the kingdom as a den we don't receive visitors as at that moment, they should have used their number 6. They should have used their wisdom. They should have played host with them, keeping them in abeyance while the festive goes on. The festive is not going to last more than a month, rather a week or 2. Then there will be a mediator between the white men and the palace.
But sir, don't you think the white men were like too desperate and hostile? Because they already knew what they were coming to do here, to steal, or rather, so a criminal, or can I use the word, someone that is coming to rob you will not be friendly. Definitely they want to be hostile.
Yeah, let's bring ourselves to this court fast. You are about celebrating your birthday and you don't want visitor. You ask your boys to ask every visitor to stay back. Your boys should act well to prevent your party not being disrupted. So if on the long run your boys misfired, at the end of the day, your party, whom you have protected before now, foreseen that there should be no disturbance, get disrupted, and the party went
to not continue.
So whom are you going to blame? Is it the people that came, or those whom you instructed not to allow a chaos, commotion? Yes. Back to this. I just use that as a case study. All right. Yeah, back to this. In Benin, before any festive, before any program, they have to send emissary out to go and check whatever they want to do, if this thing, what will it do? What will do we do in order for such thing, for this occasion not to be disrupted, for such occasion not to be, there should be no bloodshed or whatever. My brother, we have our own self-esteem. I want to be known. Yeah, I'm in charge. These two words, I'm in charge. I want to be known. To me, what led our brother to act the way they acted. If not, that festival was not the first time, neither was the second time. So at least they should have used their wisdom. Even though those ones were bent-headed, they were forceful to come in to see what was going on, because they've already made their mind. They've already set their goal. If you watch the story, listen to the story, how it ended, you will see that it was even at the end, betrayal also comes in. So right from the onset, our people never acted well. Let me conclude with that.
Well, this is a point that we need all your comments. You're in our comment section, because was this Benin warriors, or so to speak, the Ologbo Seres, the Obas Yagmo, Oba Hawaii, is it they really acted in a wrong way, or are they really to be blamed in their actions?
They were chiefs.
Oh, they were chiefs, yes.
They were chiefs.
Yes, those ones were chiefs.
And they high-class chiefs.
They were high-class chiefs.
Yeah, and they ought to mediate well.
Okay.
That is why I made that parable. The Ukos that went with them were just far junior. They are in position to give them a command. They were in position to tell them to stay afar, do this or don't do that, because it's like the monarch knew, foreseen, that if these white men were not handled well, chaos will come in. He has to send the.
From indications, from what we gathered, there was this communication gap between the chiefs and
misinterpretation. Yeah, misinterpretation. Yeah, I guess when the monarch sent those high chiefs, they were also one of the learned ones. So that is why they were sent. And the white men that was coming, they were able to understand each other in the initial stage. Because go and tell the monarch we want to come and see him or this. Okay, they went. Again, I don't think the message got to the monarch. The message did not go to the monarch. They were just acting on their own. That is why and where the misunderstanding and misinterpretation comes in.
Well, viewers, you have been listening to a great chief in Benin Kingdom that have really done well in all ramifications. A man that is a custodian of our history. A lot of things you needed to know about Benin history. And we are saying we are happy today that he's live with us at the Visit Edo Gallery and Studios. Sir, what is your message to Edo people? Because we have a lot of Edo people that are not really proud to speak their languages and their language and all that. So what is your take? What is your message to them?
My message is very simple. Let us come back to our roots. Let's come back to our page. Edo has a lot of page. Edo has a lot of root. Edo has a lot of culture. Edo have a lot of so many things that will make this kingdom a kingdom where everybody in the world will want to come and visit. We have a lot here. And more so, we, the present being, should learn to teach our children our dialect. Learn to teach our children our language. Our children does not know our dialect, our language, and they cannot greet. And most especially our fathers who are in the high position should bring themselves down. If you visit a Benin man's office trying to greet him Domosa or live atwe, you say, yes, my friend, what do you want? All this and that. Whereas the Yorubas, even the Yorubas are too far. The Ishans, the Afemites, the Garas, once they see their brother, they go on their dialect. They greet them on their with their language. That is why, as I was told, I was not there when during the time of Aburime, when they were recruiting men for police. They say, if you son, why won't you do it? So they all chest out and they were selected. While the non-native there were asked to leave. Back to, if you take a look at the customs, they are mainly the Aunchis, the Afemites, the Garas. So if you watch so ministries, you can highly single out where the Benin are occupying. We are just, in fact, in our own state, we are minority. We are minority.